What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to Q-UNCUT. And I just had to do a video on this whole Obama thing real quick. You know, a lot of people been speaking on it. I wanted to just give my 2 cents on it because this is such a historical moment in many different ways. And I think some people that's been speaking on it have missed a couple of major points that I wanted to share with y'all. So first, let's hear it. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to take, but let's try to listen to it and see what he's talking about specifically.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now,
I mean, this shit is just crazy to me. What are you talking about? Like, how do you expect her to get the same enthusiasm as when you were running if she's not you? You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, but this shows you that what he's talking about is her blackness. The only thing they have in common is that they have the same shade of skin tone. But what he doesn't understand is the other thing they have in common is that they are both considered outside blacks. They are not African Americans. He's a Kenyan / American who was raised by white grandparents. Like, did you think that we forgot about that? She's a Jamaican Indian. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even the same as if you say, like, I had to explain to my wife, like, if you say you from Jamaica, right? Jamaica, that's not a race. Just because you saying you're Jamaican don't mean you're black, right? There's a lot of white people that's from Jamaica. They are also Jamaican because they were born in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole bunch of white folks that's from Africa that are from South Africa. They're South Africans. They're Africans because they're from Africa, but that don't mean they black. You know what I'm saying? So to me, he's Jamaican, but if I'm not mistaken, the dude is like Indian from that was born in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Like, his new wife, his current wife is Indian, and his ex-wife is Indian, and he's got Indian daughters. You know what I'm saying? Either way, she's Jamaican and Indian. She's not African American. She went to school in Canada, in private schools in Canada, right? So they're like mixed blacks. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really consider y'all a part of the black experience like that. You know what I'm saying? And people will look at me and be like, oh, well, you're mixed, you're light skinned. No, both of my parents are light skinned blacks. So even I have more credibility when it comes to blackness than these two. And I'm light skinned. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at my background, if I was running for president and you start looking through my photo album and you start looking through my background, you can be like, oh, yeah, he black. You You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't never seen family reunion photos of these two. You seen a picture here, a picture there. Where the rest of y'all family at? That's why I think they plants. I think they've been raised up to be this from way back. You know what I'm saying? But they're not the typical black people that, like us, where we can show, all our aunties, all our uncles, the brothers and sisters and the grandkids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go look at my photo album. I got literally millions of pictures of my family. Millions. I'm talking about terabytes worth. I got like 4 portable hard drives full of pictures. It's crazy, right? You would never be able to question my blackness being a light-skinned black person with 2 light-skinned black parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's if they came and asked me about my blackness, it gets debunked real easy. I had them a whole goddamn photo album. Show you Uncle Larry, Uncle Rob, Uncle Jimmy, Uncle Lester, Uncle Earl, Uncle Aunt Betty, Aunt Alice, Aunt Shirley, like, like, you know what I'm saying? How come we can't never get that from these two? So this is what he's missing. He's out of touch, and let's watch him further dig himself in the hole.
I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly. And say that when you have a choice that is this clear.
How?
When on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you,
grew up like you,
went to college with you,
oh shit,
understands the struggles,
what,
and pain and joy.
This motherfucker bullshit. I can't believe he said that. She been running around here this whole time talking about she grew up in the middle class. How the fuck is that the struggle? How is that pain? What pain she had? She went to a private school in Canada. What you talking about pain? He forgot that he must don't realize how informed we are. This is why everybody's so pissed off, because you're insulting our intelligence now, because he thinks that he's talking to the same black people and the same black men from when he was running that didn't know no better, that was just following along, who was just like simping out for the women. And simping out, following the elders and getting caught, the Black Power movement and supporting black people, identity politics. And not to mention, we just came out of, 8 years of the dumbass George Bush Jr.? So when we saw this dude, we was like, oh, hell yeah. Compared to George Bush, this dude is like the Messiah, Black Jesus, the second coming. That's was perfect timing for him. But if he was to run nowadays, with all the social media and shit we got, we would poke holes all through his shit. That's why his magic don't work no more. His pimping and his technology game don't have the same magic no more. We are too informed now. We listening to everything you saying. Every single word we are analyzing. We've never been this dedicated and educated to politics. So when you try to wag your finger at us and shame us like you Big Daddy or the big boss, or Black Jesus, we like, who the fuck you think you talking to? It's like, dude, you forgot who put you where you at. Black men put you where you at. You got to listen to us. Well, he don't anymore because he already pimped us out the check. Him and Michelle are worth $700 million. When Michelle did her last speech, go look up how much that outfit she had on. Her shoes were like $200. Her outfit was $3,000. And she was talking shit about the rich, talking about Donald Trump being rich and being privileged. Y'all worth $700 million, and in total assets with their investments, they are worth $1 billion. Right? They got like 4 mega mansions and a yacht. So he's talking about he can relate to us and she can relate to us. Kamala's worth like 70 million. Y'all must be smoking. Y'all must think we stupid. And that's the whole thing. He forgot. They are so out of touch with social media and this new information age that he thought he could come and just wag his finger at us and shame us into voting for her. And it's like, bro, you ain't running shit over here no more. We already done peeped your whole game. We ain't seen you in so many years. Like, dude, you from Chicago and you just sat back and let Chicago be a fucking war zone ever since you was there. You talking 20 years of Chicago being one of the murder capitals of black men. When has he ever went to Chicago and said, stop the violence? When is he gonna go? That's where he need to be going to do a lecture at. He need to be going to Chicago, lecturing gangbangers and saying stop the violence, and then we might have some credibility for you. You know what I'm saying? You might have some credibility for yourself. But to come out the woodwork and think you could just talk shit to us and shame us like you pimp daddy, you know, a pimp named Slickback. Nah, we ain't falling for your bullshit no more, man. Dig another hole.
That comes from those experiences. He says to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
What you mean?
Putting forward concrete.
What you mean achieve the second highest office in the land? Man, she was put there. Every time she ran for some shit, she lost. She tried to run for president and couldn't get no votes. She got 0 delegates and went head to head with Biden and lost. And then Biden is the one that pulled her in. She didn't earn that. He pulled her in as a DEI hire to get the black vote. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that Joe Biden pulled Kamala in to get the black vote. The fuck is you talking about? We ain't stupid. And then once again, she was able to avoid the Democrat process. Nobody voted for her. And Joe Biden stepped to the side. They didn't do a primary for the second time because nobody voted for Joe Biden to rerun for another term. They didn't even do it. They talking about a threat to democracy. That's a threat to democracy for y'all to skip 2 primaries. When have you ever seen that? Neither y'all have not voted for Joe Biden or Kamala. That's crazy. And he talking this crazy shit here.
Proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine. And making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act, so everybody's got help here, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person.
How?
And you're thinking?
How? How did he disregard the people when he lowered all the prices and helped all our pockets? That's all we fucking care about, man. This what they don't understand. They so caught up in being presidential and having class and speaking nice and all that. All that shit got us nowhere. The reason we loved Obama so much was because of how well spoken he was, how educated he sounded, how unifying and how he was able to talk a good game. You know what I'm saying? All these people they have this class and this tact, but what you realize is they're like used car salesmen. They're able to talk you out of your check. And we ain't having it no more. We to the point now where we like, yo, we don't care if Trump is rude and shrewd, because a lot of us are the same way. I know when I get with my partners, we rude and shrewd. We love the ladies and we respect the ladies, but you know how it is when the fellas get together and we get to talking our shit. When we see Trump talking his shit, we actually laugh at that shit. We be like, oh, hell yeah. Trump is a G. Trump don't take no shit. We actually relate to his shit. You know what I'm saying? So all this charisma and being political, man, ain't nobody tripping about that no more. What the people care about is their money. And for so many years, y'all gave us that funny money, right? Housing crisis and all this different shit, right? When Trump gets in office and started fixing things, we were able to actually come up. We're strictly looking at the policies. They keep trying to put it on something else because they know that they can't run on the policies. So they got to turn it in. They got to say Trump is a bad person. They can't talk about policies because they know their policies suck. They know that this economy sucks. So once again, it's smoke and mirrors. They have to try to do the tricknology on you. They have to try to pull the bullshit on you. Because it's not, there's no comparison when you put the resumes beside each other. Everybody knows that the groceries are high as hell. So everybody knows that housing and rent is high as hell. Everybody knows that gas is high as hell. Everybody knows that the border is open like a motherfucker. Everybody knows that too many immigrants have come into this country, have gotten too much money, and now it's so many that the crime numbers from illegals are starting to add up, which once again, Trump told us was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how everything you think is crazy that comes out of his mouth ends up being true. You end up seeing it down the road later. Like, that is wild to me. So, I don't even want to hear nothing else this dude got to say, because it's straight up bullshit. And I was so happy to see black men rebel and revolt and put him in his motherfucking place real quick. I'm talking about the same day. The same day, black people were on his ass. I couldn't even get my video uploaded in time. I was like, fuck it. I done already missed the boat. I'm gonna wait for some new shit to pop up and I'll speak on that. But I had to come back to it just to speak my piece on it. Right? But before I get out of here, I just wanted to say that this is historical. Y'all got to think about it. Understand this. Understand that Obama was revered as the greatest president of all time. And fast forward till today, we looking at him like he ain't shit. I saw Obama wasn't shit the second term. I actually voted for him for 2 terms. But that second term, I started watching his foreign policy and I saw the 3,800 drone strikes that he was doing in the Middle East. That's why y'all got to watch Middle Eastern news. Nobody even looks at him as this, like everybody getting to him about this shit right here. But people don't realize how many people this dude got killed in all his wars. You know how many people he killed in those 3,800 drone strikes? Google it up. It's thousands. Now go, and then after that, go and Google how many American troops died under his watch. Go look at the Guantanamo Bay torture that they were doing under his watch. He said he was going to close Guantanamo Bay and didn't. He said he was going to bring the troops home for 8 years and didn't. He said he was going to give you hope and change. What changed for you during his presidency? So what we're seeing right here with this one video, this video is so historical that this is the downfall of Obama. This is the ruining of his own legacy. He did all that shit and was able to get away scot-free and be held in high regard. And then he comes and peeks his head out at the wrong time for the wrong person and speaking to the wrong people and ruin his whole motherfucking legacy. And I'm sitting here applauding. Thank you for finally seeing what I saw so many years ago. That this is a joyous occasion for me, because you got to understand, when I saw it and I was speaking on it, like, you have no idea how many arguments I've gotten into because of this dude. I got people that I don't even speak to anymore because they don't like the fact that I wasn't rocking with Obama no more. Now they're seeing, oh shit, he was right how many years ago? Ain't that a bitch? Revenge is sweet and karma's a bitch. But once again, we got to save y'all from yourselves. Once again, we got to be the leaders. Once again, we got to be the visionaries to show y'all what the real deal is before y'all even know what the fuck is going on. We gonna save you. Don't worry about it. The other point I wanted to make is he's talking this black card shit, right? And standing on code, like being on code, right? But if it was truly about standing on blackness and being pro-black and standing on code, then how come he's not endorsing Dr. Cornel West and Dr. Melina Abdullah? Y'all do know we have 2 black people running for VP and vice president that are going to be on the ballot, right? Now, it pissed me off because he clearly said that Kamala was the clear choice, and then referenced the other side, talking about Trump. But what pissed me off was he didn't even acknowledge the people that are running as independents. He didn't even acknowledge the all-black ticket, Dr. Melina Abdullah and Dr. Cornel West. And that's a goddamn shame that black people are not even giving these people a thought. First of all, a lot of people don't even know that they running, which is a damn shame. Second of all, the fact that black people are not even voting for them, but call themselves so pro-black is a real damn shame. So I don't appreciate him not acknowledging the all-black ticket. You know, they always say black people are not a monolith, and except when it comes to politics, is what I say. Right? Well, this political cycle, we're going to show everybody that black people are not a monolith. We're going to prove it by not voting Democrat. You have many other people you can vote for. He's trying to tell you there's only two, because he knows that if you vote for Dr. Cornel West or vote for Jill Stein, the Green Party, it's going to take votes away from Kamala. Those are votes that should have went to Kamala if you vote for Cornel West, the black man with the fro, the pro-black power man, right? The educated black man, the doctor. And Dr. Melina Abdullah was one of the founders and the head civil rights activist for Black Lives Matter. I thought y'all was for Black Lives Matter. Now we got a candidate who's straight out of Black Lives Matter, and y'all ain't got no love for her. And she went to Howard, and she's AKA just like Kamala Harris. So all that other shit y'all talking about Obama and Kamala, that shit is disingenuous. Because if you vote for Kamala, you got to vote for Tim Walz, Tampon Tim. And we ain't having that shit. That's the other thing they don't want to talk about. We're going to say that for another video, because I'm going to get into the religious aspect of this shit where they trying to push the trans on the kids and let your kids have sex changes and everything like that. That's a whole nother aspect. But I just wanted to drop my 2 cents on this and let y'all know that this is history. And this is the tarnishing of Obama's legacy. He not only tarnished his wonderful, flawless legacy for most black people and for most people overall, but he also helped put the nail in Kamala's coffin. It's over for her. It's over. And watch what Trump does next. When Trump goes to Joe Rogan, when he goes on the Joe Rogan podcast, it's over. Mark my words. Like I said, the real leaders gonna bring it to you raw and uncut. We're gonna stand out there on our own too. We're gonna stand on business, and we're gonna be leaders. We're gonna be visionaries. So watch what I tell y'all. Until next time, I will holler at y'all. Be safe and one love. I holla.